Bam, Leute! Und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, in der zweiten Episode. Ich meinte ja letztes Mal noch, das ist vielleicht die erste Episode, Quatsch. Natürlich ist das Quatsch, es ist natürlich die zweite Episode. Mit dem Fall, wo unsere Mentorin Mia Fey ermordet wurde. Und ihre Schwester, die kleine Maya, wurde angeklagt. Ja, die Investigation haben wir abgeschlossen und wir steppen nun direkt in den Gerichtssaal. Und zwar am September 7, 10 a.m. Courtroom number 1. Let's go. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Ja, Miles Edgeworth, der ist neu. Von dem haben wir ja im letzten Part gehört, er soll recht gut sein. Naja. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Hi! Dich kennen wir doch. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, Sir? Da ist meine Zunge kurz ausgerutscht. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicide down the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor mat in the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker, found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts this statue as evidence. Ich verspreche mich gerade sehr viel. They're still calling it a statue. Vielleicht haben sie vergessen, dass es eigentlich eine Uhr ist. Ist ja im letzten Fall die Mordwaffe gewesen. Naja. Und die Floor Plans. The murder scene, the Fay and Co. Law Office. Alter, was ist heute los? Also, die Floor Plans haben wir auch. Now, Detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Oh, hard evidence. I have some hard evidence. In my... As soon as the police call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people... Alter, was ist los? Verdammte Scheiße. Es tut mir leid. Ich bin noch nicht eingesprochen. Ich muss erst mein Stimm-Yoga-Training machen hier. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? Couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. What? Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give it a try. Alles klar, wir drücken ihn einfach aus, den kleinen Gumshoe. Is something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Maya face, arrest. Okay. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Okay, dann pressen wir mal. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. Right, please continue. There were 2 people there already. Okay. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So, tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Das sind wir, hi! Das bin ich, guck mal hier! Are you absolutely sure it was us? Das wäre eine dumme Frage. Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you 2 stand out like suspicious people at the crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She's pretty unmistakable. Ja, du auch, so ein bisschen. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. War eine dumme. Das war eine dumme Idee. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Okay, ja, das haben wir gesehen. Why is that? What's your reason? Schön, gut, dass wir da reingeschrien haben. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just a second. Yeah. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence. Did she did it, correct? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You did say it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, sir, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. Ja, zeig mir mal diese hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Ja. Is definitely critical. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor, why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Alrighty then. Let's see So, after securing the suspect with my own eyes, okay, I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Lass mal danach ein bisschen fragen. Ein bisschen rumbohren. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ja, er sagt das doch direkt nachher. Phoenix, please. Oh, then who did write it, smarty pants? Who? Ja, der Killer natürlich. The killer, anyone can see that. Huh. You're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Oh, it was the word Maya. Written clearly in blood. Okay. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. Uh-oh. He sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Lab results showed that the blood was the victim's. What kind of tests were these again? What kind? Well, I hear they take the, little bits of the blood, your hemogoblins, hobgob, or hermogoblin bobbin. I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, your honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe? Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh. What a mess. Right, where was I? There was blood found on the victim's finger. Alles klar. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Nice try. Uh-oh, I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Ja, bevor she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Ja, das ist halt die Frage. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, detective. Oh. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess. I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister. Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness opinion on this matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order! That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. Okay, ich habe gerade noch nichts gesehen. So, after securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime. Oh nice, das haben wir noch nicht gedrückt. Komm, drücken wir das auch nochmal. And did you find any evidence? No, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting at the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Also, lass mal gucken, was wir alles so haben. Wir haben meinen Pin hier. Okay, Mia's autopsy report. Time of death, bla bla bla, cause single, blunt force trauma, death was instantaneous. Ah ja, okay, ja dann, ihr Tod war sofort. Dann ist klar, was wir hier drücken. Ich gucke nochmal kurz die anderen Sachen an. Broken remains of a glass light stand. Murder weapon, wiretap found in hotel. Received with letters written in blood. Murder scene. Das können wir noch checken. Ah hier, okay, das ist das Fenster, das ist das gebrochene Dings. Ja, okay. Noch kurz hier vielleicht. Ach, ich habe hier keine... Habe ich keine Dings? Keine Profiles? Na gut. Jetzt läuft meine Nase schon wieder, Mensch. The victim's blood. Also, there was blood found on the finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Das ist das, was nicht stimmen kann, denn sie ist sofort gestorben. Sie konnte gar nicht mehr irgendetwas schreiben mit ihrem bloody finger. Von daher... Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks, now is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... No butting your way out of this one, detective. Order, order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Das war the day after the murder? Glaube ich? It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you had something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. Detective's a sham, I'm a sham. Warum kriege ich hier so eine seltsame Auswahl? You're a sham, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will. The evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts it to evidence. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Huh. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Oh god. Witness, your name, please.
April May. At your service, wink.
Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. He's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5 when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices?
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness account.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy wink.
Well, Your Honor. I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? Da ist ein Käfer auf meinem Bildschirm. What the fuck? Moment. Hier, richtiger Notfall. Was machst du denn da? Ja, was mache ich jetzt mit dir? Gute Frage. Nächste Frage. Kommen Sie da... Jetzt klettert er in die Tastatur rein. Was für ein Arsch. Ja, was mache ich jetzt? Jetzt habe ich einen Käfer in der Tastatur. Geil. Naja, machst du nix. Dann, ja. Machen wir mal weiter. Mal gucken, ob der rauskommt. Das ist jetzt ein bisschen blöd. Jetzt muss ich die Tastatur noch irgendwie so. Na, nicht umkippen. Dankeschön. So. What about my cross-examination? Oh, I thought the witness testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Natürlich! I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Ashraf doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. So, 9 at night. I looked out the window. Yeah, okay. Someone with long hair being attacked. The woman with long hair, was that Mia Fay?
Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing.
Your thing? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was the defendant?
Huh? Well, you know, she had the girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, Your Honor. He's right, absolutely. Lass mal sagen, er ist right. Fürs Erste. Testimony clearly doesn't make sense, and everyone in the court keeps siding with her. I better not press too hard on this one. So then, tell us what happened to the victim. So, woman leg dodged to one side. Okay. She dodged. Dodged what?
Well, the attack.
Please continue your testimony. Well, she caught up to her and she hit her. How did you know it was my client? Hast du doch gerade eben gefragt.
Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her?
She has a point. Das ist ja eigentlich wieder genau das Gleiche. Komm, wir drücken mal. Wir drücken mal I question your testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing or you're lying. You saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Gott, war mit dem Gesicht los, ey. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Ja, fair point. Vielleicht. Nicht zwingend. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm not an expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way at the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all of the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Okay.
I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. And then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the kind of statue clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
In der Tat, denn ich hab's direkt erkannt, was hier falsch läuft mit dir, Miss May. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please, begin the cross-examination. Denn es wurde hier nirgendwo gesagt, dass diese Statue hier eine Uhr ist. Von daher kannst du das eigentlich nicht wissen. Von daher, wo ist es hier? Drücken wir direkt drauf. Bams! Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Whoops. Order, order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If you stop me there, the trial will be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What that's... Because I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co?
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay & Co, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard a clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it or it couldn't have rung. Couldn't have rung, weil das Uhrwerk gar nicht drin war. Das wurde ja entfernt. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. Und zwar, it's empty. The clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look, right now. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is, as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is die Telefonunterhaltung. Yeah, here, present, please. Take that! Take a look at this! That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fellow. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So, you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working, that's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. Sehr geiles Voice Acting von mir, by the way. Beep. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear. The clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel.
Ma.
Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Ja klar, das gibt es nicht in Lehen. Das ist von Butts, dem guten Larry. Self-made. The witness claims she had seen it before, but it directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. Ja, das sollte der Thinker selbst sein, ja? Made by Larry Butts. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible. Everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh ho ho. Oh? Excuse is not on sale today?
Oh,
Oh Gott. Da wackelt's.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Silly me. Did I lose it? I guess I did. Tee wink.
Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of this matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you held it, maybe? You heard about it? Ach ja, you heard about it. Klar, das ist ja das Abhörgerät. Das wahrscheinlich die Konversation mit angehört. The witness had never held a clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
The wiretap. Have a look at this.
Ah! Oh! That...
I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you are tapping the victim's Miss Mia Faye's phone, were you not?
Oh!
Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock ist ja das von selber, oder? It's a clock, ja klar. I present the defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Beep. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, that's something I want you to hold on for me. Again, what is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness' face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me, you liars? It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. You did it, didn't you? Miss May.
What is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me in that tone of voice, will you?
You killed her, didn't you?
Order. There will be order.
What? How can you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was that little wiretapping. Oops.
So you admit you tapped her phone?
But wait. I didn't do anything bad like the murder. I'm a good girl.
Really? Can you prove it? No way she can prove it.
You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer? But I can prove it, and I will.
You can't be serious, no way.
Wait, I say, wait. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 o'clock at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink.
Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Well, shit.
So, where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, this is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder.
No, they're going to let her walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say?
Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy oder continue examining. Können wir weiterhin auf Miss May herumstochern? Stochern? Oder den Bellboy? Ich glaube, wir holen den Bellboy, oder? Sie hat ihre Aussage auf seine Aussage gestützt. Und daher lass mal das machen. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've spoken quite a lot enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after examining the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer. Thus, she is innocent. And thereby you must also accept... das war die Tastatur. You must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition.
What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony.
Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot.
What should I do?
Ja, give up natürlich. Alright, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Oh. Wait.
Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy.
Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I am happy to be of service.
That's that tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
Very good, sir.
Miss May's room service.
I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 o'clock in the evening from our guest Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest Miss May herself.
Der sieht aber ein bisschen anders aus. Oder war das jemand anders?
I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Alles klar. So, ja, das ist okay. Von mir aus, du kannst von mir aus Superman sein, ist mir wurscht. Received a call after 8. Lass mal gucken. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone?
Absolutely, sir.
How can you be so certain?
I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her, all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them and I... Point being, I remember her quite well, sir.
Yes, what then?
She asked for an iced coffee. Okay. 9 on the dot, you say?
Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after finish, sir.
9, the time of the murder. Und ich will mal kurz was gucken. Das, okay, hier steht nicht mehr the time of death, okay. Precisely at the requested time, of course. Okay, lass hören. Precisely 9 o'clock, then.
Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir, 9 p.m.
How can you be so sure?
Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tiki. I'd like an iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9 o'clock, sir.
Why would she be so particular about the time? Damit sie ein Alibi hat. Herself, okay. You are sure it was Miss April May herself?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely?
Yes, sir, as in so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine.
How come you're so very certain?
Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she the guest, sir, favored me with a embracer, sir.
Embracer? Is that French for embrace?
It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir, more of a peck on the cheek.
Why would she have done that?
I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir.
Ah, weiß nicht, was das für ein Wort ist, aber egal.
It was a moment I shall never forget, sir.
Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. Fertig? It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand? This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here.
It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand.
I can't let this happen, can I? Ja... Ja, schrei rein, Phoenix. Ich weiß noch nicht was, aber schrei rein. Wait, please wait.
Yes? Does the defense have something to add?
One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all.
Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Check-in, Room Service, Bed Making. Warum Bed Making? Das macht keinen Sinn. Also Room Service oder Check-in? Oder macht Bed Making Sinn? Nee. Room Service, Check-in. Also zum Room Service hat er jetzt eigentlich schon alles gesagt. Zum Check-in? Was soll beim Check-in sein? Ich probiere es mal mit dem Check-in. Ich weiß gerade ehrlich gesagt nicht mehr. Tell me about the check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May.
Oh, alright. Very well then, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really.
I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment?
Well, I am not without charm, sir. But even I'd have little chance with her lover there.
What did he say? Ach so. What did you say?
Rather quite.
Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable.
Sehr gut. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see.
Why did you not mention this in your testimony?
Oh, well, sir, you didn't ask?
Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention.
Ah, yes, quite indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me to not mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir.
You fool!
So. I've done it. I've won. War ich ein bisschen zu schnell. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room.
That's right, sir.
Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, who is this other person? Simple. It was... yeah, the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor. As has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet, Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder.
My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late.
Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court.
Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned.
September 7. Defendant in Lobby Number 1. Da haben wir es ausgehalten. Konnten sie noch nicht freisprechen, aber die Sitzung wurde verschoben. Von daher wollen wir jetzt hier aufhören? Es ist schon 1 Stunde. Oder gibt es jetzt hier nicht gleich einen Speicherpunkt? Ich weiß nicht. Aber wir machen mal weiter.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be a newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss May, he's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find out more about this man.
Do you think he was the one who...
Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise.
I'm counting on you.
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. May testimony. The victim dodged an attack and then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Okay. Alles klar. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued, da ist es ja. Damit hätten wir den Gerichtspart für diese Episode abgeschlossen. In der nächsten Folge werden wir dann scheinbar wieder ein bisschen weiter investigaten. Und dann gibt's wohl noch einen Gerichtspart, wo wir dann hoffentlich Maya freisprechen können. Und ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bis dahin. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Macht's gut, Leute. Und tschö.